cult of Hasanabi.
President Biden's Delaware home. It is more trouble for the president in a case that could get worse in the days ahead. Attorney General Merrick Garland says a special counsel will investigate the handling of those documents from the Obama administration. Adriana Diaz broke this original story. It has become the story of this short year, and she joins us now. Adriana, good morning.
Good morning. The appointment of the special counsel comes as CBS News has learned that multiple former aides to President Biden from his time as vice president have been interviewed. We're also learning more about the timeline.
The extraordinary circumstances here require the appointment of a special counsel.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has tapped Robert Herb, a veteran prosecutor who served under former President Donald Trump, to investigate the possible unauthorized removal and retention of classified documents discovered at locations connected to President Biden. The stunning announcement came just hours after the White House acknowledged that a small number of classified documents had been found in the garage of President Biden's Wilmington residence and in a room next door.
So the material was in a locked garage?
Yes, as well as my Corvette. But as I said earlier this week, people know I take classified documents and classified material seriously.
The latest revelation follows the White House's admission earlier this week after questioning by CBS News that Mr. Biden's lawyers had found roughly 10.
Doxed him. They doxed him. Dude, this is such a funny fucking thing to say, just in any context. You know, many people know I like ice cream and taking classified documents seriously, Jack. It's just like, what? Do people know you like that? Is that a thing that people know about you? Like, it's just such an odd thing to be like, everybody knows I love taking documents seriously.
10 classified documents on November 2nd in this building, about a mile from the White House, where Mr. Biden once had an office.
That office was not authorized for storage of classified documents.
Less than 2 weeks later, the Justice Department started its preliminary review. December 20th is when President Biden's lawyers found the additional classified materials at his Wilmington home. His lawyers also searched his Delaware vacation house and said no classified records were found there.
It's just a question of getting information and getting ready to make some very significant decisions about a sitting president.
Alberto Gonzales served as White House counsel and then Attorney General in the George W. Bush administration. He says the appointment of a special counsel is critical.
It was simply the right thing to do, irrespective of criticism. Not just the Republicans, but the American public. They need to have confidence that the investigation is going to be independent and fair and thorough.
How do we find out a second location and he's shocked by it?
Yeah, it's really fucked up, man. Dude, I'm excited. Let's go. Let's go. Fucking do it. Do it, bitch. Do it. Do it. Start an investigation. Like, get him. Get him. Get his ass. Get his ass.
On Capitol Hill, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy questioned President Biden's transparency.
He knowingly knew this happened going into election, going into interviews. This is what makes America not trust their government.
The White House says proper protocols.
What could it mean if the DOJ knew before the elections and said nothing? Oh, they probably did it on purpose because they considered it to be like distracting. And it would have like been ramped up when they otherwise look. The DOJ has a don't rock the boat approach to these matters, and that is bipartisan. If anyone tries to tell you that the DOJ 1,000,000% like deliberately did the Trump thing publicly, okay? The DOJ did the Trump raid publicly, they're wrong. It is proven time and time and time again that the Department of Justice, the FBI specifically, always is like trying to deal with these delicate matters behind closed doors. Okay? They did it with Trump. They warned Trump for months. They were like, please, please, please give us the documents. Please, please, please. The only time that the Department of Justice has like dropped the ball, I guess, or genuinely impacted an election was James Comey, a Republican, in 2016 with Hillary Clinton. Straight up. Like, the Trump situation only became a matter of news because the DOJ kept asking. The DOJ knew that he kept some of the fucking. The DOJ knew that he kept some of the classified documents for one reason or the other. I don't know why. Some of those documents also happen to have classification ratings that were so high that it doesn't matter what your intentions are. You're just not supposed to keep it there. Okay? So that's why it became a news story.
Were followed. Now, it's worth noting that in just the last 2 months, Attorney General Garland has appointed now 2 special counsels to investigate the handling of sensitive materials.
The only reason we have to pretend this is important is because they got all upset over Trump. I feel like this is one of those things that literally every president does. I think the media overblew the Trump thing too, honestly. Yeah, there were differences between the Trump situation and as far as we know, this one. I mean, if it's like nuclear files or whatever the fuck, then yeah, it's pretty similar. But even then, it's like Joe Biden is like cooperating with the authorities and immediately was like, oh shit, yeah, there was some documents, my bad, here it is. Versus with Donald Trump, the FBI asked him gently, politely, quietly, numerous times. They even said, oh yeah, we are cooperating with the FBI, and gave them some of the documents back. And then the FBI was like, hold on, there's more documents. Please, can you give those back as well? Please, just, we know you have them. Please give it to us. And they were like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. So like, there is a difference there. So, you know, document mishandling is routine bullshit. Who cares, right? It's happened in the past. There have been more severe consequences, like for people who have stolen documents deliberately to like sell them. You know what I mean? But ultimately, it's a basically like a C tier drama, only ramped up in its intensity when you consider whether or not like the documents, what the details of the documents were, and what the reasons were as to why you kept them, or lastly, why you refused to collaborate with the authorities and comply. So ultimately, though, this is a mid-ass drama. Why is it a mid-ass drama? They've already fucking moved on from it. Like, I feel like mainstream media across the board is covering it more than like Fox News is, really. Like, the rest of liberal media is covering it and doing their due diligence in an effort not to come across as like, in an effort not to come across like they're biased, but it's mid, it's overblown, and people care infinitely more about the gas stove, electric stove saga. Like, they shifted away from this thing to the gas stove thing so quickly that it made me feel like, okay, like they don't give a fuck. Feel me?
By both the sitting president and the former president, Donald Trump, who withheld documents despite repeated requests. Gail?
Adriana, thank you very much. During yesterday's White House press briefing, Ed O'Keefe asked spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre why the discovery of the documents at Mr. Biden's house was not revealed sooner.
First set of documents were found in November at the Penn Biden Center here in Washington.
Get his ass. I love this dude. Yeah, cook him up a little bit. You know what I mean? Cook him up a little bit. Give it to him. Give it to him.
Washington. But why did it take until yesterday and until this morning, apparently, for whoever it was to inform Robert Lausch that that final document was found? Was that because there were press reports earlier this week?
Again,
and the hope was that nobody would find out?
Again,
or was it because
there is a process, an ongoing process that is occurring? We did this by the book, and what I mean by that is the moment that the lawyers discovered that the
have I changed my gas stove yet? Fuck no, brother. You can pry that from my cold dead hands, bitch. I've been running it nonstop, as a matter of fact. I've been running it non-fucking stop. It's still running right now. I have been feeling a little lightheaded. I'm pretty sure there are ghosts in my house, but I'm chalking that up to Friday the 13th. I now believe in the power of crystals, and I will most likely be voting conservative because I'm owning the fucking libtards, baby. And I got asthma. But hey, that's just my lungs working at full capacity, okay? Many people will say, oh, you're an idiot, dude. Like, you're an idiot. Like, you know, open the windows. Like, you're going to fucking die. And I say, I'm not a pussy. I say to them, I'm not a pussy. I want all of the carcinogens directly in my lungs because that will make my lungs stronger as a consequence. I'm not a bitch. I used to smoke a pack of Marlboro Cowboy Killer Reds every goddamn day. I ain't no bitch. Hell yeah. That's right.
Were there. They reached out to the archives. They reached out to the Department of Justice.
And Ed O'Keefe joins us now. We didn't get to see that soundbite in its entirety, Ed, but I was watching from my kitchen, sitting at the table. There was definitely frustration from the White House press corps, certainly frustration on the part of Karine Jean-Pierre, and she kept repeating over and over about transparency. What did you make of her responses?
There's different kinds of transparency at work here, Gail. There's the legal transparency that they say they are doing and you know, working with the archives, working with the Justice Department, and going by the book, lawyer to lawyer, investigator to subject. What they're not being is publicly transparent or straight with the American people about what happened here. There was nothing stopping the President of the United States from disclosing to the public that this had happened back in November. But as we pointed out, it happened just a few days before the election. Was that this part of the reason why they opted not to disclose this? That's one of the unanswered questions. There was nothing stopping him in December from disclosing it when the second batch was found at his Wilmington home. Why didn't he decide to disclose it then? It's another unanswered question. And they have decided for now here at the White House to be legally transparent with the Justice Department, but not be straight with the American people and answer all the questions.
Yeah, Ed.
In hope.
Get his ass, Ed. Ed O'Keefe, dude. He's keefing. More like Chief Keef, if you know what I'm saying.
Hopes that the legal matter can be dealt with quickly and that they can move on.
And
No, the American people are very upset about this. They're like, literally, dude, oh my God. I'm walking down the street and motherfuckers come up to me and they say, man, Mr. Stranger, kind stranger, what do you think? I'm taken aback with how upset I am about Joseph Robinette Biden mishandling classified documents. They're saying that, and then people are always coming up to me when I go to coffee shops. I'm hearing people inside of coffee shops talking. What about Hunter Biden's penis? Why have the Democrats been keeping this important information away from us? We must know. The American people demand to see Hunter Biden's cock. I sure hope the Republican Party uses all of the authority they have now within the House of Representatives to open up numerous investigations into Hunter Biden's cock.
Court of public opinion, Ed, as we know, can get very loud and doesn't go away. So how do you see this playing out politically? I'm still so confused about how boxes marked classified leave the White House at all. How do you see this playing out?
Well, there's the ongoing Justice Department investigation that will now be led by a special prosecutor who had worked during the Trump administration, hired in part to assuage any concerns that that there's political favoritism. But there are going to be investigations held by Republicans who now run the House of Representatives, and various committees will be asking questions. So there will be a legal fight for the president, and there will be a political mess on Capitol Hill. And in the meantime, unanswered questions that we will continue trying to get answers to regarding what did he know, when did he know it, and if not, who did?
Oh my God, it's so fucking mid. As far as dramas go, it's so goddamn mid. There is like... Judges released a transcript of Trump's deposition in the rape case. Here's how that unsealed transcript starts for Trump.